We've come down to a site outside Glenfarg run by Earnside Energy to see what happens to our food waste. I'm here with Ron Smith. He's the site manager here at Earnside. Ron, can you tell us about the process, about what happens to our waste when it comes here at the plant?
No problem. We'll talk about it a bit more in detail as we walk round. But what I'd like to sort of just say is that material you put into your brown bin, the food waste and the green waste, this material behind us gives you an example of what you end up with. There's two types of source segregated food waste. These are very specific terms. Basically there's food waste which comes in from Perth and Kinross it's mainly commercial, and there's also the commingled green waste and food waste which is normally in the brown bins that people have in their houses. That material gets processed into compost and it goes through in-vessel composting process. What happens in the in-vessel composting process is that the bugs which are naturally present in the material breaks down the material into organic matter. Into the commercial food waste, that is then put through our anaerobic digester. First of all, what we do is put it through a machine which grinds it up into like a toothpaste consistency. The packaging, excess packaging, is drawn off. The material is the toothpaste type consistency is approximately 20% dry matter content. This allows us to feed the plant in a very controlled way. What happens with that food? It's fed roughly 1 tonne every half hour into the primary fermenter. The primary fermenter is like a large soup in which certain types of bacteria digest the food, and in doing so they generate biogas. The biogas is collected and is used as the energy source for our engine. It's a CHP, which basically means we generate power and heat. The power is used to supply the site, and the surplus is then put out into the national grid. So it's what's called renewable energy. Again, there's very specific processes which we have to follow, because after the material has been fermented, we then have to go through maceration, pasteurisation, separation. Lots of things happen to it to make sure it's a suitable standard. The liquid digestate which is left is an organic fertiliser which goes out to local farms. And as I said already, the biogas is collected separately and is used as the power source for our engine.
Where are the farms that the end products are going to?
The farms are spread all around the area in Perth and Kinross, some over in Fife, but it's mainly within 20-25 miles radius of the site. That's the main customers.
Can you tell me what the alternative for this line of waste would be if we didn't take it?
Well, I've been on site for 11 years, and I was here right back at the start when Perth and Kinross initially started doing trials. I think it was Oak Bank. We started with the trial, the commingled arrangement, and then spread it throughout Perth and Kinross. Historically, that material would have ended up in landfill. And the danger with going to landfill, you could have the material rotting down in an uncontrolled way and not being collected. The methane gas it generates wouldn't have been collected correctly, and therefore some of that would end up in the atmosphere. And methane doesn't do very well for the atmosphere.
So Ron, this is the contents of our brown lidded bins in Perth and Kinross?
Yes. This gives an example here. This is what we're expecting to see. These are the bio bags, the food content, which is what we're really looking for. Unfortunately, we also get one or two other things, which you get the flower pots and the stones, and I think there's a wee pile over there. You can see how much of stuff we've collected today.
So this is the kind of contamination that you're seeing then, Ron?
Yes, you can see good examples of plastic bottles and stones, flower pots, you name it. I think some people just don't really appreciate what they're supposed to be putting in, because I've always said already it should be green waste and food waste and bio bags only.
Sure. So do you have some sort of special machinery to separate this kind of contamination?
Yes, a real special tool. It's called a picking stick. It's great fun.
How much waste do you have out